All right, guys, it's 10:34. If you're any later than this, you're just going to have to catch up. Good morning, everybody. I want to introduce you today to Mike Benson. He is here from Reminder Media. He's going to talk to you guys about the awesome products that they're doing. I know some of you are working with Reminder Media, and others of you should consider it. So, you know what we teach here, our Agent Success Program. We're a 100% company, and we teach you guys to invest the amount that a traditional broker would take, let's say 20, 30, 40%, whatever, that they would take. If you invest that back in your business, you will be stronger. You will control your own leads. You can control your own business for the rest of your lives. So this is one of the ways that we teach to stay present in the client's mind. And I'll let Mike take it from here and tell us more about Reminder Media, what they're doing, what they're offering. Welcome, Mike. I appreciate you coming.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan. Good morning, everyone. Perfect segue. You set me up perfectly for this, Ryan, because you guys are in a relationship-based business. So this is a really cool way where you can stay connected with the people most critical to your business and ultimately, like you were saying, generate your own referrals and leads. So if I could present, there we go. Perfect. Give me a thumbs up once you guys can see my screen here. All right, perfect. So I'll do a quick introduction. My name is Michael Benson. Been with Reminder Media for about 6 years now. We've been around since 2014. 2004, so this is our 16th year. And most of our business is with real estate agents, as you'll see in a moment. And the presentation today is going to be super informal. Any questions, cut me off, hop in. You can always leave questions in the comment box. And I'll get started. It takes about 10 minutes, give or take. The name of the presentation is
Mike. Yep. Mike, can you speak up a little bit, or something with your sounds a little bit light?
Let me see here. Is that any better at all?
A little bit.
Okay, I'll try to speak up like this throughout the whole thing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
Okay. All right. So the name of the presentation today is called Stop Missing Opportunities and Start Connecting. And obviously, I don't know you guys personally, but I can say with complete certainty that whether you're brand new in a business, a seasoned vet, or anything in between, your relationships and how you're staying connected with those relationships are going to dictate your long-term success in the business. So our main focus is to keep you connected with your clients on that relationship level so that it's easy for them to recognize real estate when it comes up and ultimately make sure you're the one that gets those referrals and repeat transactions over time. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with a bunch of numbers, and you may actually already be familiar with these numbers. They come directly from NAR, and NAR stated in 2019 that 53% of buyers and 63% of sellers found their agent by referral, or they just worked with the agent that they worked with in previous years. So knowing that everyone wants to be a great listing agent eventually, we wanted to dive a little bit deeper in to see how these sellers were finding their agent. And of course, the 63% that found their agent by referral, in a direct contrast, only a mere 10% of sellers found their agent by websites and farming tools combined, right? So what this illustrates is that when people are making the most important decision of their life, they're going to want to work with someone that they know and trust or comes highly recommended, right? So if the majority of your business is coming from word of mouth and referrals, we wanted to dive into how real estate agents are spending their marketing dollars. So this is illustrating, this is the one that really stood out for us. NAR states that over 55% of licensed agents, they're spending no money at all on their current relationships. They're usually, on the websites and farming, and you definitely need to do that, but why not feed the machine that's going to feed you back? And that's exactly where we come in. What we're looking to avoid is you drive past that previous client's lawn, you see that for sale sign with another agent attached to it, or you're hopping on the MLS and you're checking out the inventory, and you see that the person that you thought was going to be your client is now listing with someone else. And I always say that 9 times out of 10, it's not because they don't like you or they were looking to be malicious. You were not top of mind for them while they were ready to make that final decision. So to bring it all full circle, guys, if we can keep you connected to people and make it easy for them to think of you and only you when it comes to real estate, you'll never miss any referrals or repeat transaction opportunities. So the way that we're doing this is through our publications. So we have 2 magazines that we offer now. So we have the American Lifestyle magazine, which most of you may already be familiar with. And then over the last 2 years, we came out with a second publication called Start Healthy. Now, both magazines are beautiful, very high quality. 48 pages of content within it, but they're super easy to customize and to maintain as well. And I'm going to show you a sample of the Start Healthy magazine. So, and the reason I always like to show this one, we're going into the new year, right? So most people have a New Year's resolution to become healthier. So this aligns perfectly with that thought process. In addition to, I mean, no one's looking to capitalize off of a global pandemic, but the fact that COVID hit, everyone looks at health and wellness totally different. So this is a nice connector piece with you and your client. So if you start right at the top of the magazine, you'll see compliments of, that will be your name or your team name. And right below the word healthy, you'll see an issue number. And the reason that's important, we never put dates on the magazine. We only put issue numbers. That way it remains relevant. It gives you a longer shelf life in that home or in that local business as well. Now your headshot, your contact info, your logo, everything is on the front cover. So there's no secret whose magazine this is once they receive it. And we always give you anywhere from about 10 to 30 different cover options. So you're definitely going to find an option that you really like and it matches your photo. Now, the best part, in my opinion, is when your clients receive the magazine in the mail, they're going to see your name on your face on the front, but when they open it up, there's going to be a letter addressed directly to them. So no more dear resident or dear value client. Let's be intentional, right? So we'll put their name, leave them your own personal message. Within the letter, you can articulate to them what a good referral looks like for you. Because, I mean, we're at the holiday season. We're going to talk to family members and friends that we haven't talked to all year. So all of the life events come up. Who's getting married, having a baby, retirement, God forbid, even divorce. These are potential real estate opportunities that the average Joe doesn't even recognize as such. They say congratulations or I'm sorry to hear that. But if you can paint that picture and give them those buzzwords, when they hear it, they'll think of you, and that's how we can get your phone to ring as well. But now you'll see your headshot, contact info, logo on the bottom. You're starting to see your information over and over again. Now, as we go through the magazine, you'll actually see on this side, there's a tear out card in the magazine. This is the back of it, and the front of it looks like a business card. So what a lot of people do is put a recipe on the back. Let's face it, we all love food. It's really something that easily connects us, and they'll hold on to it longer. But while interest rates are low, why not entice them to look into buying or selling, right? Interest rates won't be low forever, so this is a nice call to action place as well. So as we go through the magazine, and I'll kind of move through this pretty quickly, there's 48 pages of articles. And the reason that's important, we're tracking the shelf life 3 to 4 weeks plus in the home. So while you're there, everyone else is kind of inundating them with newsletters and postcards and flyers. Your magazine is the one that stands out, and it keeps you top of mind. Now you'll see health and wellness, healthy recipe alternatives, healthy lifestyle, just things that appeal to the masses, nothing political or controversial, and nothing super real estate salesy, right? Because if they're not in the market to buy or sell a home, we still want them to hold on to the magazine as well. Now, once we get to the very back, you'll actually see, and this is not a good illustration of it, but the inside back cover, that entire page is yours, and that's where most people are going to put listings, client testimonials, recently sold homes, and then on the outside back cover, you get 2/3 of that page as well for the exact same thing. So no two magazines will look alike. Imagine using this in like a listing appointment. You can let the homeowner know that you can feature their home in your upcoming edition. Who doesn't want to have their home featured in the magazine? And one little last tidbit that a lot of people are doing now, just because local businesses, small businesses are struggling due to the pandemic. So feel free to use one of the local businesses and feature them in the magazine as well. It shows your connection with the community, and you're drawing exposure to them, and they need it more than anybody right now. So that's just a few things that you can do with the magazine. There's a lot of other things that you can do as well. And obviously, we're talking a lot about marketing. You got to market your business owner. So there's two different ends of the spectrum. You can take your clients out for dinner, bottle of wine, gift card, gift basket, all greatly appreciated, no doubt, right? And if anyone's sending out wine, I'll kind of leave you my address at the end. Feel free to send me a bottle. I'll take it. But I always say that the best wine has the shortest shelf life, right? Because it's here and gone tomorrow. But then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you got the newsletters, the flyers, the emails, the postcards. And we're not knocking it because we actually sell some of those items as well. But let's face it, if they're not in the market to buy or sell a home when they receive it, no reason to hold on to it. So bringing it all full circle, the number one reason why you should really consider trying this out is due to the shelf life. It's one of those things that you can send it out. It doesn't feel like you're inundating or soliciting for business, but you're kind of planting your own billboard in front of the right people at the right time and making it easier for you to work smarter, not harder, and get people to send you referrals, right? So I wanted to pause right here any questions on how you can customize the magazine or personally use it so far, I'm going to jump into the pricing in a moment as well.
Yeah, Mike, I had a question. You mentioned featuring people's the listings in there. How many listings can you feature in there?
It does depend on how large you want them to be. So we can fit, I believe 6 is probably the max that you would want to feature as far as the way it would look in the magazine. But we can play around with it. We have a marketing advisor, and I'll jump into that as well, that will do all the work for you. We don't expect you to be a magazine editor, so we'll kind of play around with it, and then you give us 2 thumbs up or 2 thumbs down before anything goes out to print. But I would say 6 is usually a good number to stay around or below.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely, great question. Right now, before I jump into the pricing, we do have an entire suite of digital products now as well. So within our digital bundle, we actually have 3 different products. We have our local content newsletters, which basically we have an independent company that will take your zip code, and they do a really large perimeter around your zip code, and they find all of the noteworthy events that are happening every 2 weeks, and then we send an email blast out to your database. All of your contact info is connected to it, so it makes you look like the expert in the community. You're giving your clients some valuable added things that they can do locally, and we also add virtual events just due to COVID. But again, it just makes you look like the expert, and it keeps you top of mind. We have our digital version of the magazine, which is exactly how it sounds. It's the magazine in digital format, but the cool thing is you'll get the analytics to see who's opening up your email, who's ignoring it. You know, maybe it's bouncing back because you got a bad email address. So now you'll know how to approach those relationships, but it's a really nice way to get your magazine in front of the masses. And then last but not least, we have what we call our branded posts. Now, we know that social media is definitely a great tool for you, and one of the hardest things to do is to come up with relevant content that's not all real estate related. So you'll be able to take all of the articles that we've ever printed over the last 16 years of doing the magazine, and you can actually use those articles on your social media pages, but all of those articles will be branded with your contact info. So they can actually click on your information right there on the post. And again, it's just keeping you top of mind without inundating them with real estate. All right, now pricing-wise for the bundle, you can do all 3 products by itself. They're $40 a piece. If you did it as a bundle with the magazines, then you're looking at $60 a month. If you did this as a bundle without the magazine, then it's $100 a month. And this can be added at any point in time. It's not something that needs to be added right away. All right, now, if you wanted to take a photo, you can take a photo of this screen. I'll come back to it if need be. And if you wanted to take a photo of the next screen here, here's the pricing for the magazine. We want to make it super cost effective and kind of put our money where our mouth is as well. So we have 3 incentives that we'll offer you. The first incentive addresses the activation cost. So what we're going to do is reduce it from $299 all the way down to just $99. That's the only thing that's due up front. That is not a reoccurring charge, so you never have to pay it again. But it gets you assigned to a senior marketing advisor. Those people are the ones that's going to hold your hand throughout this entire process. They're going to customize the magazine for you, bounce some ideas off you. You'll also get exclusivity over your mailing list, which just simply allows you to have complete ownership. No one can send their magazine to the same people or places that you would like your magazine to be sent to. So we kind of eliminate the competition for you. And then you'll get some free social media with us as well. So you'll be able to take those same articles that I was just referring to, and you can feature those on your social media pages, but they won't have your contact info connected to it. So that's the free version. All right, now whenever you are ready to print the magazine, they are $3.99 a copy. The minimum requirement is only 50. We just figure if you stick with your top 50 relationships, and don't forget about local businesses like doctors, dentists, nail salons, hair salons. These are all places where you can utilize their foot traffic, build your branding locally, and don't be afraid to have some sent directly to yourself. There's no date on it, so you can use it as you deem appropriate. But if you stick with 50, you're looking at a total investment of $199.50, but that includes everything. That's your printing cost, postage is included, customization, everything is bundled. We'll mail these for you directly to any of the addresses you tell us to, and you don't pay that cost until you're ready to print. So we got to get everything perfect. It has to be ready to be shipped. Once you give us 2 thumbs up, that's when you incur that investment. And then last piece of the puzzle here, we're offering it as a one-time mailing. This way, you can get the feedback directly from the people that you're sending it to. If your clients love it, you love it, and you're getting referrals from it, it works, right? It makes sense to keep going. We will send it out every other month, so just 6 different mailings per year, and you'll be grandfathered in at the reduced price per magazine for life. But if you don't get the results you're looking for from the one single mailing, I always say worst case scenario, you reconnected with the people you intended to, and we just simply shut down the account and we part ways as friends. Simple as that. So any questions while we're sitting here on the pricing page at all on, you know, the setup, the price per magazine, or the one-time mailing? And I do think that there was a chat here. Do we have the magazine in Spanish? So we don't have the full 48 pages in Spanish, but your inside front cover letter that's directly to your clients, that could be written in Spanish. And we're actually in the works of trying to make it a bilingual magazine as well. But as of today, all of the articles will be in English. Great question, though. Do you have any data of those using and what the ROI is? Yes, we actually have an independent company, and I can send this all to you guys in an email. It breaks down, you know, how many referrals on average are people getting and things of that nature. The reason why I never add this in my presentation is because you should take it with a grain of salt anyway. It's really going to be dependent upon your effort. Sending out the magazine is great. It's a nice gesture. But what it really is a bridge to allow you to call your clients. It's really awkward even calling friends and family members, knowing that they know you're a real estate agent and you may be soliciting for business. So use the magazine as that bridge. Let them know, hey, by the way, I wanted to send you a gift. Did you get it? Talk about the recipe. Find out who else they would want to receive the magazine as well. And then do what you do best and let them know what a good referral looks like. So that's just some of the ways that we use it, but I'll send out those details in an email to you guys as well. The complete package with everything, $60 per month. So for the digital version, I'll go back to that too. All right. Here we go. So if you did all 3 digital products with the magazines, the digital bundle is $59.99 per month, plus you pay for the magazines as well. So it's $60 a month for the digital bundle, and then you're paying the $3.99 per magazine, minimum $50, so $200 every other month to print the magazine, in addition to the $60. Does that make sense? All right, and then it's asking, can we change the slide? Was this the slide you guys needed to see, Martha? All right, so I'm going to go back to the pricing page here. So any questions on the price for magazines or anything like that? All right, and last but not least, guys, I want to leave my contact info up here. So I do a lot of these webinars all the time, so I usually don't get a chance to do all the follow-ups and things like that. So what I want to do is position myself as a resource. If you guys have any one-off questions that I wasn't able to address during the presentation, or if you have any interest, please feel free to reach out to me. My direct phone number is here where you can call or text, and you can also send me an email whenever you have a chance. But I wanted to have a call to action for you guys as well, because as you can imagine, a lot of people like it, then it sits on a pile of good ideas, and we never kind of come back to it. So if there's anybody out there that's really looking to plant some seeds for the upcoming spring market next year, get something out early enough next year to make sure that you're the first come, first serve agent. If anyone wants to give this a shot, all we do today is the initial $99. And for taking that step forward, what I'll do is I'll add a $60 credit to your account. Now that $60 can be used any way you want. You can try out the digital bundle for free for that first month. You can use that $60 towards additional magazines, or you could just cut the cost on the magazines from $200 down to $140. So any way you slice it, you'll have a $60 credit sitting there waiting for you if you were to get your account set up today, and you'll still be able to decide when you want to pay for the magazines in print. So with that being said, is there anybody that would want me to reach out to you after the meeting? We can have a discussion and possibly get you set up. And you can always send me a private message as well, or like I said, give me a call or email or text.
Mike, I'm a little confused on the pricing. I'm trying to follow. I got everything fully involved. What is the monthly cost? Is it $200 a month?
Great question.
With the magazines, everything.
Everything all in?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and this is why it's a little confusing, because the magazines are charged every other month, where the digital bundle is a monthly charge, right? So since the magazines are $200 every other month, just say it's $100 a month, right? And then that makes sense. And then the digital version is $60 a month. So all in, you're looking at $160 a month. That'll give you 50 magazines every other month, and that'll give you the digital bundle every month to be able to use.
Can you go to the next slide from where you're at right now?
Mm-hmm.
One more. Okay, so on the right hand side here, that's every other month.
That's correct.
Okay, and then by paying for pretty much like the Cadillac version of what you guys are offering, the best you have is saying that you're going to do that every other month, and then on the months that you're not sending out a magazine, you're going to be digital. Is that right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So,
and the month that you are sending out the magazine, you still have access to all the digital products as well.
So you're $160 a month all in every month.
Correct. That's
okay.
correct.
Okay.
I know it is kind of confusing. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, it just needed to explain because I knew the magazines were bi-monthly, and I see the 200 there bi-monthly, but I see what you're saying now. If you break it up and just pay it every month, but I will take more info. I'll put my email in the chat if you want to email.
Awesome. Absolutely, Dalton. Thank you so much. Anybody
Mike, if you want to
have any questions?
Mike, if you want to send me, I mean, Dalton's going to want particular info, but I'll be disseminating any kind of information you want to send me to everybody.
Perfect.
Even those who couldn't make it. Even those who couldn't make it today.
Sounds good. Well, guys, I really do appreciate the opportunity to present with you. We're up here in the cold Northeast. I bet it's pretty nice down there in Florida, so I'm a little jealous. And anything I could do to help personally, guys, just let me know. I'm here to help. Otherwise, I appreciate all the time, and I'll put my contact info up here one more time. If you guys want to take a photo of that, just don't make fun of my picture, and give me a shout with any questions.
Thanks, man.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, guys. I'm going to stop sharing here, and I'm going to give control back to you here, Ryan. Make post.
I feel it. All right.
There we go. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. Take care. Okay, guys. So I don't see, I believe it's Angie that is actually had the magazines printed and stuff. And then we've got about 4 or 5 more people working with Reminder Media right now.
I've done it. I did it last Christmas.
You did it. Okay.
I grab my magazine and hold it up.
Okay. So Tammy did it. Guys, it's just another way. We talk about this. One of the things you do, and he laid it out perfectly there with the NAR statistics. Oh, look at Tammy. Hold it up a little bit higher, Tammy. Oh, look at that.
Hey, Tammy, how did that work for you?
You get to pick a cover, a back, and then it didn't work at all. I didn't get a thing from it, but but it does sit on their table. You know, most likely they're not going to want to throw it away because it is a nice magazine, and I think it had a recipe. Yeah, it has the recipe in it right here. You know, so they get it like this. I think I got a few people saying, "Hey, thanks for the magazine," but I don't know that you're going to get business. It's just more keep another way of putting your name in front of them. I did it once at Christmas last year. I don't know that I haven't done it again. And
right.
So anyway.
So you guys, right. And it is similar to those emails and flyers and stuff like that. You do have to catch people who happen to have just talked to somebody who was looking for a realtor before, you know what I mean? Or they're looking for one themselves. So it is similar in that regard. It's pretty cheap for what you get, I think. But there's a direct ROI, and Edith asked during the presentation about the ROI on this, and that's how I look at everything. You know, if I should get a deal out of every $1,500 I spend on myself, right? That's kind of the way I think of it. So but what we can't quantify is the branding that you do.
Right.
And the guys, when you do this, and we talk about this every time I talk about sales, and you create an obligation within people. The reason salespeople take people golfing or take them to lunch or they buy them stuff is when that next opportunity comes up, they're going to get a shot at it, right? So you don't scroll through your Facebook and see that your cousin listed their house with somebody else, or your friend's friend listed their house with somebody else, and dang it, I just had wine with them 6 months ago and they said they were going to talk to me about it, right? But if you create some obligation there and you're sending them stuff and you're acting like their realtor, they're going to think of you as their realtor. And you know, Tammy, that's great. And gosh, I want to say it was Angie Alstop. I'm not sure. She had a bunch of ones she brought into the office, and she had some mailed to her clients and she had some sent to her house so she could hand them out. One thing that you can do, sneak them into your beauty salon, sneak them into the doctor's office in your purse, and put them, guys that carry purses and ladies, put them on the table, right? Sneak them into these places, get out in the public as well, but also the ones that are sent to Bill and Jane directly with their names on them. It's pretty special that you're acting like their realtor and you're going to be their realtor. At least they're at least going to give you a shot. The only time you're going to lose those people now is when they get a new brother-in-law who's a real estate agent or something like that. They come across between houses. That's it. Because you guys are always asking me, how do I get more listings? How do I get more listings? I got a lot of buyers. How do I get more listings? You saw on that thing, 63% of people find their realtor through a referral or a past transaction with that same realtor, right? You've got to be that realtor that stays on top of these people, because that's how you do. That's part of the money that you spend on yourself. You don't just go out and buy Zillow leads. Spend money on maintaining relationships. It's 10 times cheaper to keep a client than to go get a new one.
Well done.
Right?
Well
I faintly hear somebody talking. I don't know if you're trying to say it. ROIs on real estate marketing are the biggest lie. Well, they are what they are. But you've got to be able to spend money on your marketing and make money. If you're saying that people who are selling that stuff are lying, typically, yes.
Well, I'm just saying the numbers are fluctuated because it is basically based on the agent 100% of the time. You know,
right.
You can tell me the ROI is 15%, but if I get 1,000 leads in the next month and I don't pick up the phone and call any of them, you know, or if I call them, and that's where it's just, I don't trust those anymore of saying the ROI is 12% or whatever.
Well, let me tell you a story I'd like to share with people, because people ask about our company leads and stuff like that. And why don't we buy leads and give them out, like, and charge you guys, you know, 50% or 30% or whatever. And that was a brilliant idea I had when I started working here 6 years ago. And I went to Carissa and I said, why don't we do this? Everybody comes in and needs leads. Why don't we offer these? We recruit every agent in town. She said, that's a brilliant idea. I've already done it. And here's what happens. Agents complain about the leads. The leads are no good. Leads are this, leads are that. And what happens is, you guys may or may not, I don't want you guys are great. You're coming into the trainings, you're learning, you're trying to better yourselves, but 93% of realtors fail. You guys know that, right? 93% of realtors fail, and most of it is because they aren't good salespeople. And they're not following up. They're not making the calls. They dread it. You guys know you dread making calls, but everybody does. But you have to push through it, right? Very few people like calling people up to sell them something, right? You have to push through that. And that's what the difference between a good lead and a bad lead. I mean, some of them are never going to buy anything. Some of them are tire kickers, et cetera. And you get through all that stuff. But you guys are afraid, you guys in general, not you guys I'm talking to right now, are afraid to take rejection, just like everybody, right? Burning to death, high-pitched sales, then drowning. Those are the three biggest fears people have, okay? So the high-pressure sales, burning to death, drowning, and public speaking. Those are people's biggest fears, okay? So we get it. You've got to work through that. You've got to do it, because they are only as good as that. So I don't know how they quantify that when they say you're going to sell one out of every, you know, how many ever leads. You're not if you don't try. I guarantee you that if I set out to do it, I could sell none of them, right? I just wouldn't call any of them, right? They're not knocking on my door. So that's, it is what you make of it. Absolutely. I wanted to share with you guys today, one thing I want to cover with you, and we'll get back to that talk because that's how you guys get business. The benefits, health benefit stuff. Have you guys, any of you guys followed up on any of that stuff? Any of you? Okay. I'm going to send I'm going to put his information, not his information, their information in here right now. Because I need you guys to, if you want to do it, do it. This is what you need to Christmas Eve is the cutoff. If you do not register by Christmas Eve, then you got to wait a year if you're already with us. So I'm putting it in the chat right now. So another thing, someone just asked about is COVID magazines might not be a good idea. I didn't know that was a thing, but I guess people aren't opening their mail. I haven't thought of that. I probably have exposed myself to something. Joanne did it in 2013. It did not work for her. That's it. So we got 2 people it didn't work for. At doctor's offices, has been eliminated. So no more magazines in doctor's offices, what she's saying.
Social media is it's a thing that I might be interested in looking into.
Okay. Well, I'll ask Angie if she's seen anything out of it. Guys, you're not going to, this is like anything else. You're not going to see, any kind of flyers or door hangers and stuff you do. You don't necessarily get some. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you get lucky. But if they're not doing it that day, you guys know that. I get stuff from Dick's Sporting Goods all the time. And if I'm not going to Dick's Sporting Goods, I know it expires in a week or 2 anyway. I'll just throw it away, right? I mean, I get stuff from people I do business with. And if I'm not interested right that minute, it goes in the garbage. So I don't want it sitting around my house. So you kind of got to catch people when that is. But if you do this for a year, as Dalton got out of the guy, the pricing for the year is going to be about $1,800, $2,000 if you did everything for this for the year. If you did it for 4 years, would you get a sale out of it? I don't know that anyone would ever directly say, man, I got your magazine. I just had to buy some real estate from you. But I think that you're staying in their consciousness as their realtor, and you might save a client that you would have lost over 4 years. Does that make sense to anybody? I mean, I'm not trying to sell you on it. I don't get anything if you guys buy it. I don't even know. But
We get it.
But I do want you guys to stop spending stop spending money on new rims for your tires for your car. And I want you guys to spend money on your real estate because I want you to be successful. That's it.
If you spend $1,800 a year for 4 years and you specifically farm an area, it doesn't even have to be people you know. It could be people that are literally in an area that you're farming. If you do that for 4 years, I'd say you get 1 sale in there. If you're farming the right area, you're probably going to make $7,000 back.
Well, and you spent $7,000 if you spend 18 a year. So, right. But I would say I would bet that you're going to get more than 1 sale.
More than that, yeah.
Yeah, if you just get 1 sale, you break even.
Farm an area that's $400,000, you'll get more than $7,000.
Dalton, go ahead.
Farming area, do you? Are you just talking in general, or are you talking sending these magazines to a farming area?
I was saying, like, if you wanted to send them to a farming area, like if you had 50 homes in like one neighborhood, let's say it's a new construction neighborhood that just finished phase 3, how many of them are going to sell in 5 years? You do that for 4 years, maybe you dominate that new construction neighborhood.
That's a good idea.
And you're definitely going to make that $7,000 back. It's just, do you want to make that commitment because it's a long-term investment?
And Ryan?
Yes.
Can we go back, talk a little bit about leads, and perhaps I'm asking for my peers for advice or, ways, or, how to improve. I'm not sure really how these companies that sell leads work. Like realtor.com, Zillow.com, and other sources that we can get leads from. But my understanding, or maybe I'm wrong, is that when you purchase leads or when you get leads through certain companies, that you are not the only real estate agent that they send that lead to. I don't know what is the number amount. I don't know if that has to do with the amount that you pay or not. But for example, recently, I received 2 leads from a certain company. And just by talking, following up, so, I'm sending text messages, I'm sending emails, I'm following up, every other day, depending on what we talked, and I've learned that one of them, it's working with 5 other agents. at the same time that he's speaking to me. So I guess my question is, for these companies that purchase leads that we get them from, or we purchase them or whatever, can you share best practices for scenarios like this? I mean, what you guys are doing other than returning phone calls, other than trying to set up appointments, other than following up on emails or text messages? Is there anything else that we should be improving on to try to grab on those leads and trying to get them to an appointment?
I'd like to step in first here, and I'll let you guys all, those of you who have bought leads and had experiences with this, get in there. So let's take Zillow, for example. Zillow leads used to be a lot better than they are now, and they used to be a lot cheaper than they are now. But I digress on that. So, and I've told the story, some of you guys have heard this before. So let's say I don't know anything about real estate. I'm a real person, not a realtor. Okay. I don't know anything about real estate. I've heard of Zillow.com though, because they advertise, et cetera. Right. So I go, I get home from work, I put my kids to bed, and my wife says, I've really been wanting to move. Somebody got broken into down here. I'm just tired of living on this side of town, whatever. Right. So we're ready to move and we want to move. We're just regular people, like I said. So we're going to put the kids to bed. We'll get the laptop out, sit in bed, sit on the couch, whatever, and look at some houses. So I get on there and we see some pictures and stuff, and we're looking on the map and all that. And we click on one and, oh my gosh, these pictures are nice. And I look down the side and there's a listing agent I can do, or maybe the listing agent doesn't pay to be on there, whatever. So I have Dalton, Kevin, and Tammy on the right side, right? And I click on Dalton, nice enough looking kid, right? So I click on Dalton, and he gets a lead that I want to see 123 Oak Street, okay? I don't just put that laptop down and go to bed, right? I don't just say, oh, that's our new house. Let's start packing up, call the moving van, right? We keep looking at other houses. And so we keep looking, and next time Kevin pops up again, but this time it's with Fernando and Edul. So I click on Kevin, okay? I'm going to do that 5 times, and I'm going to keep sending out leads, or I'm going to look 3 days in a row or whatever. But whoever contacts me first, and this is what you were asking why I wanted to get to this, the person who contacts me first with something, and not just, maybe I contacted Dalton first at 10:46 p.m. or whatever. He's out partying or doing whatever, youngsters like Dalton do. And he's going to be hungover the next morning. He's going to call me back at 11:30 the next day. Okay. Maybe he sends me an auto text that says, thank you so much for reaching out. I will get with you as soon as possible, whatever it is. Right. So he does that. Kevin gets my thing immediately and writes me a nice email asking me, man, it's so great that you connected with me. What is it that you guys really like about this neighborhood? How can I help you? Blah, blah, blah. Just so you know, I'm a member of the local MLS, member of the MLS, Local Board of Realtors, the National Association of Realtors. There's no agent that can show you anything that I can't in this area. Please contact me tomorrow at your convenience, or I'll call you at 8:30 a.m. if that's okay. That kind of thing, right? It's be engaging, be proactive, reach out. Otherwise, you're going to have 5 people like you did. It's funny you said 5, because I always use that example. They're going to be 5 people. And you're lucky they're even answering your phone call, because what happens is once they start working with Kevin, and then Dalton calls them, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, how did you get why are people keep calling me? You know what I mean? And so by the time you're the 4th agent who calls them because they didn't look till the next day, they're not even going to answer the phone most of the time. The hardest part is getting them on the phone. Right? Because they don't want to talk to you guys after they've already talked to Kevin. They're already working with Kevin. He's going to show them what they want to see. They're not going to call the rest of you guys back, and they're not going to answer your phone call if they don't recognize the number. How many of you guys have talked to leads like that who are sick and tired of hearing from realtors? Everybody has, right? You've all called leads and they've said, gee, how do you guys get my money? Leave me alone. I'm tired of, I'm working with somebody already, right? They just don't want to talk to you.
But I'm talking, Ryan, about best practices. When you already do that, when you already follow up, when you already send emails, when you already talk to them, what their needs are, and you try to help them, but then you encounter that at the same time, they're also doing that with another agent that is also following up, that is also returning phone calls.
You need to educate them. You need to take the time to say, you know what, really, you should work with one agent, and you'll need to make a decision who you want to work with. And I would be that perfect person for you, blah, 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 blah. But I think they don't know any different until you kind of let them know that really it's best to work with one agent. You can sell yourself, or you can let them make that decision, but it has to be addressed at some point anyway. That's probably, to me, that's what I would do.
Some
I think
people,
that, go ahead, Fernando.
some people believes that each realtor has an inventory under his or her arm. So they believe that this realtor could offer me a better house than the other. So that's one thing that we could educate them. Hey, I can offer you everything that you can find in the market,
Mhm, mhm.
any other realtor. And besides my service, you are not going to get any different from any other realtor. So it's what you say is right. It's a matter of education, of try to teach them how it works.
Absolutely, and that's what I was saying. I'm a member of the MLS, the local board of realtors, and National Association of Realtors. No realtor can offer you any property that I can't. I can show you. I can handle all of your needs, so you don't have to deal with a bunch of obnoxious realtors. I'll handle it for you. Okay, you only have to deal with one obnoxious realtor, right? So, but Malvis, I really wanted to address what you said first, which is these leads. That's an excuse. You don't, just because you buy a lead doesn't mean you have exclusive, you're their realtor for life. They're sending out leads. They're looking at, not only are they looking at Zillow, they're probably looking at realtor.com, homes.com. They're looking at everything, right? They're looking all over the place. So they're going to meet other realtors. You have to educate them and give them enough value right away to know that you are going to help them better than Dalton or Kevin or me or Tammy or Fernando. Okay. So that's what you have to do. I want to go back to this if you guys don't mind. Tammy, I don't want to pick on you particularly, but it's kind of a soft brag. You have sold 52 houses in the last year. So congratulations on that. One a week. Pretty awesome.
I don't think that's right, Brian.
Well, that's what MLS says. So
MLS says that?
yep.
Really?
Yeah. So Tammy Pipkin, 261092024.
You're having fun, Tammy.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. So that's from last December. That's from last December 1st to today, December 9th. So that's a year and 9 days. Sorry. So 52
You go,
houses.
Tommy.
So what I'm saying is the 50 magazines that she would send out, let's say, if you sent those magazines out for 4 years for a cost, and you did the digital version for $160 a month, so it's $7,600 a year, let's say, or sorry, $7,600 total over 4 years. Do you think you would save one of these people coming back and working with you again?
Yes, and actually I just am having a second thought because, hang on. I think they say I came in late. I think you get 100 people, right? Is it 100?
50. 50 magazines.
You know what? Technically, you could, I probably need 200 or 300. So the way I was seeing it is like to keep in touch with everybody, it's going to get more and more and more expensive. I think they're a very nice magazine. I think they're worth it. You could do your most recent clients for the last year, but if you're starting to do your whole database over time, it's going to, I mean, even just your past clients over time, 50 houses a year, that's, you're going to, over 5 years.
Well, Tammy, you could pick, and you could do 50 magazines, 100, you can do 53, you can do whatever, how many ever you want, at least 50 though. But maybe you pick your older, less digital friendly clientele. Maybe you pick your fancier houses that you sold with the bigger commissions. Maybe you pick whatever. I mean, you've got one sale for 95,000. Maybe you don't send them one, whatever ones you want to do. Right. But you got some 538s and stuff like that on here too, 470s, stuff like that. Those are the ones maybe that you want to send the magazines to. Right. And you're probably right. Start with your older one, but your more recent ones. But your older ones are, unfortunately, if you haven't been keeping up as well, not as likely to use you because it's been longer time and you're out of mind. Like he said, it's not that they hate you, it's that you're out of mind. Like that stat that I tell you guys all the time, 3 years after buying, less than 30% of people can remember their buyer's agent. Mm-hmm. That is terrible because they haven't heard from them again. Right? Gosh, it was Fernando, nice guy. Oh gosh, what was his name? Francisco. They forget, right? So Dustin Robertson, I think was the guy's name. I don't know, what the guy's name was. So people forget your name, they forget everything but your face, probably. So just keep in mind, I don't care if you buy a single magazine. I don't care what you do. Do whatever you want to do. But I'm just showing you guys, that is the best thing to do, is to keep up with your current clients. They want you to be their realtor. They want you to stay their realtor. They want to have somebody stable. You know how many times they just have questions, but they don't want to call just any realtor because they don't want to, they see you with your name tag on and they just don't want to get in a big conversation with you, but they'd love to know what the market's going to do. Right. But they don't want to be sold on anything. So make people feel like you're their realtor, no problem. And then you need a thing you want to follow up with them. Hey, just make sure you guys got my magazine, right? I sent out a holiday magazine. Just make sure you guys got it. This is a new company I'm working with. Just want to make sure they're doing what they said, right? By the way, how you guys doing? Okay. Don't be afraid. They know that you sell real estate for a living. Don't be afraid to be a little salesy. Okay. Not salesy, but a little bit salesy. You know your relationship with them. What are they going to do? The worst thing they're going to do is not work with you next time. Right? Yeah. They're probably not going to cuss you out because you're following up on your holiday magazine. Okay. If they do, then you don't want to work with them anyway. All right, guys. Anything else?
Hey, Malvis.
Yes.
Regarding competing for leads, I do this. I know Tammy does this. I'm sure there's other people in here that do this as well. But one way that I avoid that is, rather than paying money to Zillow and Realtor.com, is I actually drive leads directly to my website. So I have a website and I pay Google per month to drive leads to my website. And a lot of those people come back every day because they get an automatic email every time there's new listings. They come back and shop on my website. So I've got people throughout the year that have been on there 150 times, 600 times. They've looked at over thousands of properties, and all those people come directly back. One guy even clicked a button on there, is like submit an offer or request a showing. And he picked his time on the website, what time he wanted to see it. I confirmed it and met him there. So that's, Zillow is trying to put us out of business. So I try not to pay Zillow, but I think Tammy uses Boomtown. Some of those companies that do your websites, you can drive traffic directly from Google as long as you have somebody that's good, that's specifically targeting certain neighborhoods. Like I live in Tampa, Bayshore Beautiful is one area where we're saying, hey, anybody that goes and searches Bayshore Beautiful homes for sale, we want them to get an ad that sends them directly to my website, which looks like Zillow or Realtor.com, and they start shopping on there and they keep coming back. And I'm not competing with anybody. That's my lead. So a lot of times when I talk to these people, they haven't ever talked to another agent.
Thank you, Dalton.
All right. Any other questions? Dalton, that's a nice office you have there. I like it.
Familiar?
It looks familiar. Joanne, may I ask how much it is costing you? I'm sure that's to you, Dalton.
So the service that I pay for it's not too bad. The people doing the marketing for me is like $4.99 a month, but I just activated this week and I've started at about $1,000 a month in Google ad spend. So it's $1,500 or $14.99.
Okay. Could you share the company's contact?
Yeah, I use Real Geeks as my website host. I prefer Boomtown, but I don't sell 50 homes a year like Tammy, so she can stick with Boomtown.
Dalton, I'm spending what you're spending on Boomtown. Boomtown costs what you're spending.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a lot more than that.
Ew. I mean, it's 250 increments, I believe, for the Facebook advertising, but I think their basic platform at the website, and that's for like 6 or more people than just like 2 or 3, is $1,200 a month, I think. And
Wow.
then you can have a lender, pay like $250 to chip in for your Facebook advertising. So I'm paying $1,700 a month to have Boomtown.
But your ad spend, so I'm at 1,500, but 1,000 of that is just my ad spend.
Yeah, you're probably getting more leads with your ad spend because my ad spend is 450, I think, or 500. I can't remember.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I knew the website host of Boomtown was more expensive. So Real Geeks is my host. I paid them annually, and I paid them a year ago, so I don't remember what it was. I want to say it's maybe $2.99 a month.
Yeah.
But I went with them so I could increase my ad spend. Whereas I think Boomtown was like $1,000 a month just for the website.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. It might be less with less people. It might be 800 or something. But yeah.
Okay. Yours is great though. I love Boomtown. It's so user friendly on
Mhm.
both ends for the client and for you.
Right.
I hope you guys are all paying attention because this is the kind of stuff you need to know, what they're
I
talking about right now.
am, because I am not a technology person at all. I'm very old school, but I've learned that I need to be knowledgeable about this. And that's why I like coming to these forums, because I learn something new every time. And even if I'm not able to do something now, it's something that puts in the back of my head that I might need to be thinking about for the future.
Yeah.
I might have room for people to work some of these leads, and I've been thinking, even if they wanted to, I don't know how we'd work it, but because I don't really work these leads like I should, so I'm really wasting my money on Boomtown, honestly.
I'll be glad to help you out, Tammy.
So,
You
and
get
I
some
mean, if people talk to you and you do, I mean, I do communicate with them, but it is, I'm just terrible at that.
Are you seeing the same results that I'm seeing, where people are just consistently coming back on your website and looking at properties and scheduling showings and stuff?
Yes, they do. Yes, I get a lot of that. I've gotten a lot of lower end New York, like out of state people. They're looking at like, $50,000 condos. But I actually did a Winter Park listing. Okay, I got an older lady called me, which I was totally shocked. An older lady called me. They were looking for like a mother-in-law suite home. So I listed their home in Winter Park for 300. I sold them a house for 4 something or other. That was from Boomtown. And then I got an Eagle Creek lead that my son answered, but told them that I would call them. And I just closed a 500 and something Eagle Creek lead from Boomtown. So right there, probably, paid, but I do talk to people. I think it's a numbers game, and it's getting the right timing and the right person.
One of the toughest things really that I found is all the people that I was getting leads for in March, April, May, and you might be able to support this, Tammy, is they are just now ready. So
Right.
They came in March, April, May. Now I'm rolling into the beginning of the year with really 20 hot to warm clients that are ready to close, but they came in my website 8 months ago.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the only thing about it is a longer play, because a lot of these people are shopping for homes as buyers. They're not ready to go today.
Right. Yeah. The Boomtown is a nurture thing. I think you have to nurture them, and they're not immediate. Like Zillow, they're usually fairly immediate.
Right.
This is great info. Thank you.
All right. You guys have any, all right, Fernando, take care. Any other questions? Any other comments? All right. See you, Kevin. All right, guys. Malvis, you might want to get a hold of Tammy, vice versa.
I've been talking to her. If Dalton is okay, I would like to talk to him as well. Abby helped me set up a business Facebook page that I've been trying to get on and post things. And I know I might not get, lead from it or whatnot, but I want to stay top of mind. So that's what I'm trying to focus on. And, even if it takes me a little longer, I'm learning, Brian.
That's good. Abby's a resource for you guys if you need any help. And Malvis, no excuses.
No, I'm not. I'm working hard, sir. I can.
Okay, good. Well, I'm proud of you. You're doing good. All right, everybody. Well, have a great week. If you guys need anything in the meantime, you have my information. You have Abby's information. Don't forget, guys, if you're interested on the health benefits, contact them. See, you can get a little bit, a lot. Dental, if you just want that, you can get whatever you want. All right. And have a great week, great weekend, great week, great. See you next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.